Howdy, folks, and welcome back to the Vin Man Show. Hey, did you miss me? I know I didn't put a couple episodes out this week, so you're probably saying, "What, man? We're looking for your episode. Where was it? You skipped Thursday and Friday, and I don't work on the weekend, so come on, you got to give me weekends off." But no, I did skip last Thursday and Friday. I'm sorry. But you know what? I was disappointed too. Because all week I was looking forward. There's the Big Bang Theory comes on Thursday night, and I was looking forward to seeing the Big Bang Theory last night. Actually, today's Friday, and anyways, I I was counting down. Okay, it's almost gone. I turned to that channel. And the basketball games on Channel 2. They're having March Madness basketball this it's March. So it'll probably screw up a couple of the Big Bang Theories of on Channel 2. So I was going, oh darn. So I was thinking, you know what? I remember the old days. Remember, this is going to be a history show, and it's an episode. Episodes mean they run at least 10 minutes, if not 12. Anyways, um, and I told you I was going to talk about history. I was talking about BC, before the computer, before cell phones. And this one's going to be even before children, before college. Um, Back in those days, we used to have a thing. Listen up, kids. We used to have a thing called television guides. They used to come every week, and then you could get that out of there and look through there, and it goes. He gave everything that was going to be on TV for the whole week, and you could underline what you wanted, and and look forward to seeing it, and it would be on TV. So if you look there, so at least on Sunday, I would have known on Thursday. Don't look forward to the Big Bang Theory this week because the basketball game's going to be on it. But we don't, but here again, we've advanced. We no longer have television guides in our newspapers. And who gets a newspaper anymore anyway? So it just, everybody gets their information off the internet. Anyways, that's just, one thing that fell to the side was um, television guides. I assume phone books will be next. These big thick phone books. We don't need. No one uses the phone book anymore. No one uses 411 to call for information. They just all just look it up on their phone, and it tells them. But so anyway, since we're back in the BC, it's also remembering, you know, so we don't have TV guides. I was thinking, you know what? When I was a kid, you know what I did for extra money? I go around and collect old soda bottles, you know, Coke bottles and Pepsi bottles and all the soda bottles. And you take them to the store and they give you 10 cents a piece, 10 cents for a bottle because they're recycling the glass. Way back then, folks. And shoot, 10 bottles and I'd have a buck. 20 bottles, I'd have $2. Shoot, $2 back then. That would be a round trip ticket, a round trip drive to the beach. We were like 20 miles from the beach when I grew up, and I could go to the gas station and buy $2 worth of gas because back then, gas was so cheap. $2 would take me to the beach and back, and that was only 20 bottles. If you found 20 soda bottles now. Shoot, you see these people looking through the garbage to find cans, and people don't have bottles anymore. They have cans. We drink cans. Our soda comes in cans. But I think they give you a nickel a can. I don't. I think it's a nickel. So you see people collecting cans, and so you got to collect for $1. You got to get 20 cans, and so you got to get a lot of cans to get a dollar. I don't collect cans. I do save them because I recycle them and then I put them out for whoever is coming down the alley and they can have them. And so I just. But anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. It's just $2 for all that gas. Who pulls into the gas station and gets $2 worth of gas? Unless you're pretty broke, go panhandling. People on the street ask you for money now. They don't want change. They want $1. So, anyways, it's. Where am I going to go with this episode today? I was kind of thinking of, when I do these old episodes of history going back, before college days and stuff, I start remembering my friends back from there. And I think the last episode I was talking about a bunch of my Jewish friends, and which I haven't seen for a long time. At least those guys I see at my high school friends I see at a reunion. But all the other friends that I've made, you have a lot of best friends along the way, and then you somehow you grow apart, and you don't see them hardly at all, and I was kind of thinking about that. I was going, well, that's too bad. I wonder if, I mean, I'll make it if I'll ever get to see him again in this lifetime. But then I was realizing that what happens is we're all on the river, and the river's flowing. And if you come to a fork and your river goes this way and their river goes that way, you might never see them again. And but you have good memories of them, and I believe that, of course, I believe in eternity. I believe in afterlife, of course, and I think I'll run into them up in heaven, unless they didn't make it to heaven. Hey, you got this whole lifetime, folks, to become right with God, and if you don't excel down here, I think in heaven you're going to have to go. If you make it, then you're going to have to start in Sunday school up there instead of being a church member that can eat meat, that can understand how things work. And I think to all you smart people, I think wisdom begins once you start reading the Bible and realizing there is a God, there is eternity. And anyways, it's just a lot of people say, Vin Man, you always seem so happy on your show. How can anybody be so happy all the time? Well, I'm not happy all the time, but because and on the show, I'll tell you why I'm happy. First of all, let me give you a definition of happy, and it's and really happiness is a byproduct from being joyful. Actually, I'm joyful. I'm joyful because I have the knowledge. I've been given the knowledge, and happiness is a physical condition. Happiness is a physical. The way you become happy is you go, "Ooh, I'm happy because I got this good meal." It's a physical condition. You're eating food and go, "Oh man, this is making me happy." Happy food. Or you drink and you go, "Oh yeah," again, that's a physical condition. You get drunk and then you're happy. Or somebody tells you a joke. That's a physical condition. Somebody's telling you something that makes you happy. Um, uh, but it's a difference between happiness and joyful. Now, joyful. The reason I'm joyful is because I have knowledge, which of God's salvation. That's it, folks. I mean, once you have that knowledge of God and salvation, and that you're going to spend eternity with Him in a good place, what happens down here happens down here. And if you want, further clarification on this, get your Bible and go to Habakkuk. I like that name, Habakkuk. Kind of sounds like tobacco. Habakkuk, and it's a whole long 2-page chapter, and it's at the very end of that chapter. And if you look it up, he's saying, you know, he's talking about, well, my crops failed, and there's no fruit on the trees this year, and my barn's empty. I have no cows. And he goes, but I can still rejoice, and I can rejoice because he knows that he knows that he knows that he has God's salvation. And I was going, man, it just it's just remarkable that if you're missing all this stuff, but you still can be joyful, and anyways, Read Habakkuk, and if you have joy in the Lord, then it overflows and makes you happy. And even if he says, count it all joy. Well, how can you count that joy? My crops failed. I don't, my fruit, none of the fruit came out. But God says, count it all joy. And you go, well, okay. And you go, how can I possibly do that? Because that's just temporary. And what's the worst thing that could happen to you? You could die. Well, then what? Then you leave this planet and you go, then you go spend eternity with God. Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad for me. Up in paradise, back at home, because we're just passing through this lifetime. We're just passing through, and if you're gonna be sad, that's just a waste of a day. And if you don't laugh, I think that's a waste of a day. So you got to laugh, folks. You got to take the lemons and turn them into lemonade, and just and as I said, just count it all joy, and doggone it, I got that flat tire. How can I count this joy? It's just temporary. You can get it fixed, but as long as you have that knowledge, I want to talk about that knowledge a little later. I can always go over in these episodes, and I think I've given you enough food for thought today. But think about that. You know, the joy of the Lord is my strength, and that's how come I can be happy. Is because there's nothing physical around here to make me happy. Oh, wait a minute, my dog is here today, so I am happy because I got Hula. I brought Hula to the office today. She makes me happy. It's a physical thing that makes me happy. But the real reason I'm happy is because I know that I know that I know that that I have salvation through God. God has adopted me into His family. So now I guess I am Jewish. Hey, I'm adopted by a Jewish family, so I'm Jewish now, but I'm a Jewish Christian. Big difference. Anyway, folks, I hope I made you smile today. I hope I made you think about some stuff and put a smile on your face, because this is the Feel Good Show. I don't want you feeling bad. And if you feel bad, let me know. I'll cheer you up.